even though nobody's here. I had mentioned that I was going to start going live instead of trying to film and posting it because I refuse to delete pictures of Blakely on my phone, and I've deleted like all my training videos and everything that I possibly can. I keep seeing that like Amazon Prime members get free phone storage, so that might be something I look into, but I'm fine with just talking live. Like, if I accidentally spill something by accident, probably wasn't an accident. But yeah, this is like my third time trying to talk about the Arnold. The first time it was Josh and I. It was a really good video. It was like 25 minutes long. He was home. It was before his radiation treatment started. We had like a good conversation. We talked about all about the 82 women. We talked about all the open women, new girls that I haven't met before, girls that I've seen but haven't competed against, and then the homies that I get to see, once or twice a year, and like the Canadian girls. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to go over that. And then Jackie and I went live last weekend when we were volunteering for a show. But then we didn't go live till like 10:30 at night. And then we had weirdos hopping on, making comments. As, who else is on YouTube live at 10:30, 11 p.m. at night? So it was a good convo with her, but I don't know, I just thought I would try this again because I am trying my best to grow the YouTube channel, but not even just YouTube, just like public speaking and just talking what's on my mind. And I don't know, it's just, I obviously like talking. I like hearing myself talk. I have so much going on in my brain and I overthink everything. So it's nice to just kind of like clear the air and I don't know, just like this is how I like to update people is just to get things off my chest and what's going through my head, like as an athlete, as a mom, as a wife. So yeah, we're gonna see how that goes. I don't know how it's going so far, but yeah, it's just kind of like verbal diarrhea with me. So here we go. So yeah, Arnold, 2026. This is, I think, my sixth year going. That's as a spectator, that's as an athlete for strongman, an athlete for Moss wrestling. I've done twice, once or twice, I believe. So this time we are doing the Arnold Pro-Am Open. And I've done Open many times. Like our pro circuit in Canada is open. But this is actually my first world championship as an Open. Usually with worlds, I'll always do 82 or 73. I've done the Shaw Classic Open like the very first year. I did Open for that, and uh, I've done the Arnold Classic. That's obviously an open show. I did that back in 2020 before Rogue took it over, and we had this huge stage. So uh, yeah, it's been a bit competing in Open outside of Canada. Pretty much since before I got pregnant, I think was my last like international Open show. Oh wait, well, I don't know. That's not entirely true, I guess, with North America's, but that's in Canada, but North America. Okay. See? Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, verbal diarrhea. Um, but yeah, I decided after OSG, like even though I didn't make finals, obviously that was my goal in the 82 class. I was really, really close, and I knew we were gonna have a really, really short off season between OSG and Arnold. And I was telling some friends and stuff that if they are good events for me, I think I'm going to do Open. And they asked why, and I didn't really have a short answer for it other than it's putting me out of my comfort zone, I guess. Because the 82s is already, like, it's always stacked. It's a very competitive class, and I've never really won anything in the 82 class. So it's a little bit confusing why I want to go to open, because my weight's right there. Like usually I sit at like at 180, but now we've been bulking a little bit and I've been just eating intuitively. And so my weight has gone up. If I decided like last minute, like the week of, I wanted to do it 82, we are still close enough that I could do that. Um, so I'm not like trying to blow my weight out of the water or anything, but I think like an extra like 10, maybe 15 pounds, I think is pushing it, but I think that would be a good weight to be comfortably competitive and open for these types of events. So, event one is a 13-inch axle deadlift max. So, right when I saw that, I was like, okay, I'm probably doing the show open. Uh, my deadlift, I feel like I can show off like a little bit, even though 13 inches isn't like the best height for most of us. But if we can, if our first event is a deadlift, usually I'm sitting pretty and I can kind of manipulate what I need to do in the rest of the events. And I wanted to show that off a little bit. But now watching my competitors and the open women, okay, yeah, open women can obviously pull some big weights. So that's where it started playing tricks in my head where it's like, oh, maybe I won't get that as many points as I thought I was going to on the deadlift. But I still think that's a really good challenge. And we haven't really been pushing my deadlift a whole lot. Like we're still like lifting heavy. We had like a lot of volume. You got chain deadlifts in there, so I think I'll still pull something close to where I think my imaginary goal is that I want to pull on the day of. But I think during prep, like we'll probably pull my opener, maybe a little bit more than an opener, and that might be it. I'll have to yeah, I think that sounds about right. So we aren't going super heavy. We're being very conservative, but I need to think that all of 2025, I was trying to catch up to my old deadlift before baby. So we did pretty much PR my deadlift like 2 or 3 times last year. Um, so I know I have a new 1 rep max on that. So I think with it being the first event and because we worked so hard on my deadlift last year that, we're still gonna, the goal is to still pull something cool, but we're gonna save that for competition. We're not gonna do that in training. Training right now is focusing on my overhead. So Danny and I had about 6 weeks of off season to like really, really hammer my shoulders, my arms, and for for me, in my opinion, I think it worked. Um, Obviously, in comparison to everybody else, it's still catching up. Even though I made huge gains this off season and this prep, I'm I'm still in catch up mode, and like I'm okay with that. And I know people say not to compare with each other, but it's also just giving like a little shout out to all the other women, um, how great they are at something, and seeing, for example, Morgan Irons, because we've been talking a little bit lately, and so I'm watching her training videos, and she's vipering. What? That's not even a viper. Like she doesn't even rest it on the lap. It's like floor to overhead. And usually people would like really freak out about that, but I know where I stand in the overhead. And so her doing that I think is so cool and I can't wait to actually see it in person. How many people are actually going to do that if they're going to try it? And I'm curious what the fastest time is going to be in the overhead. Where for me, my goal is to just finish because the last log is 210, so that's a 10-pound PR, and I haven't hit 200 since before baby. So for to hit a 10-pound PR, I think that would be possible maybe on its own, maybe not at the end of a medley, but I just did 85% yesterday in training and it felt really good. Starting to get heavy, obviously, but the fact that I'm doing 85% in training in the open weights, I think is already like way farther than I would have been at last Arnold's. Uh, so I'm really happy with where overhead's going. Everything's feeling really good. I feel strong. I think I look strong. Like my back's gotten bigger, my arms gotten bigger. I actually have some definition. So super, super cool. I'm excited to like really give that a go for 2026. Something for like North Americas. I would like to, be able to get on the board for that at least for overhead. Anyways, so that's event 2. Event 3 is frame carry 505. So I've done 500 before. I couldn't finish it at OSG. I got down one way 40 feet and then kept dropping it on the way back. So trying like to be a little bit more patient on the turnaround and see if that helps. So if I can take like an extra 5 seconds on my pick on the way back, I'm hoping I can hold it a little bit longer instead of being so fast. So that's just like where my borderline is with my weight, uh, is around 500, where I need to be a little bit more patient. I can still be speed running. It's just the transition turning around. So, but I think that's going to be a speed race too with some women and others, including myself. It might be, borderline with the grip. There might be a couple drops. But I think I'll still do okay on that event. It's this last event, sled arm over arm. I love arm over arm. I think I did that in my second comp ever. And oh no, that's not true. No, maybe it is. See, I can't remember. It's been almost 11 years, so I get a little bit confused sometimes. Uh, but I have been doing that event for quite a while, and it's always been natural to me, just like deadlifts. So seeing the other girls post their deadlifts, and then it's hard to compare. Like I'm pulling like a 750 sled. Others are pulling like 1,000 pound sled, but some is on turf, and some like it really doesn't matter how much you're pulling on the sled as long as it's heavy and it's hard. That's how you want to train it because it might be completely different comp day, but I just know it's on rubber, so I've been training on the rubber floor. That's the best that I can do. But yeah, anyway, so seeing the girls' deadlifts and whatnot, I I actually think I'm gonna place the highest on arm over arm. I thought originally it would be deadlift. So I think like top 5 to top 8 is my goal for deadlift, but for arm over arm, it's like top 3 to top 5 is my ultimate goal. I just find it very gritty, and I think I have my technique down. Like again, it's always been natural to me. But I'm excited. I'm excited for that one. And because it's the last event for the prelims, that I need to send it on that one. So I'm sending it with my best event on the last event to try to squeeze into top 8. And looking at the athletes list, like I don't have access to it because I'm using my phone right now, but finals is always, always, always the goal. And my goal is always to squeeze in for like last Arnold for 82. My goal was 6th place and I squeezed into 6th place. So now it's like trying to steal that 8th place on that last event. So it's going to be hard, but I think with, not zeroing overhead and maybe getting a couple points there, I think that's going to save me. And then with the number that I have in mind for deadlift, I think that'll put me in a good spot. I just can't blow frame, and I need to perform on arm over arm the way that I think I'm going to perform. So very excited. And then we get to do finals the next day, which aren't very good events for me, but that doesn't bug me at all. Uh, just being at the finals in the open division, like I could tap out there and I'd be happy. But axle clean and press would be the first event on day 2, and that would be in training a 10-pound PR for me. I think it'd be a 5-pound gym PR, but I think we're sitting pretty. I think if needed, I can get 1 rep on that. I just need to make sure I take my recovery well after day 1, because I don't know what I did last year. Just day 2 came around and I felt like I got hit by a freaking semi truck. Did not recover well at all, and I zeroed the overhead event, which is something that maybe I shouldn't have. But I also maxed out my log the day before, and then they were asking me to match my PR on axle the next day, so that could have been why. But I just need to make sure that I recover well enough and my arms are stretched and loosened and ready to go for an axle clean and press the next day. So we'll try to get on the board for that. And then it's duck walk to power stairs, which like I don't mind. I like power stairs, don't like duck walk, but I can put up with it. Uh, it's just really hard to train for that because we don't really have the proper setup, but I think I'm gonna set something up today and make sure I get like some good power stairs training in. And I'll bring my pin from home and I'm gonna bring it so we have two pins and then hopefully like two staircases is what I have in mind right now. So I think I can make that work. And then I think the last event is like the loading medley. So don't know what yet, but it's gonna be a mix of sandbags, mix of kegs, and then a fire hydrant. Maybe two fire hydrants, but I think only one. So I find my weakest out of the three, even though I haven't touched a fire hydrant before. Me and sandbags aren't very good friends. We've been pretty good lately, and I'm starting to figure them out still. Just like it just doesn't feel natural to me. So been hammering more sandbags than kegs, and then just watching everybody else's training videos and like the firefighters, how they're loading the fire hydrant. So I just need to get my hands on it beforehand and kind of figure that out in the process. One second. I think that one will be okay. We've been doing a lot of conditioning work, so I think my strength is there as long as I keep my conditioning up. I think I'll do okay in that too. I'll probably be like on the shorter side of open, I think. But I think Morgan might be shorter than I am actually. Can't remember, but yeah. So yeah, I don't really know if I gave you guys an answer why I'm doing 82 or open. Um, but yeah, seeing those events, like I really like the preliminary events, and I just said, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. Let's do open. And the only time that I've really been fighting with myself is if I was making the right decision or not was last week. I don't know why. I don't know what got into my head. It might have been the duck walk to power stairs, just because that was actually my first time training. It was last week. I haven't touched it. Um, I don't know. It seems a little bit ass backwards where if you have really good events, why wouldn't you just stay in your proper weight class to try to win or podium? I think logically that makes the most sense, but this also might be the only time in open where I actually might be able to make the finals. At least this year, I think, because I'm just going to get stronger every year, but this is just where I'm going to hit most of my growth for the open category. My plan was kind of thinking of doing Shaw this year, but that's not an option anymore. And then there's like a couple open shows that I would do in Canada. Like we always have Western Canada Strongest Woman, we have Strongest Woman in Canada, and then there's always like one or two local shows in Alberta that are open. So it's not like it's foreign to me. I don't know, just something is telling me I should do open, and I'm just feeling really, really good. Like now that my overhead is going up, obviously everything else is flowing with it, and the nerves are kicking in and the doubts are kicking in, but I just have to keep reminding myself why I'm doing it, why I'm doing open, and what are my bigger goals. I just don't have competition goals. Obviously I do, but those are on a smaller scale compared to what I want to do in 2026, in 2027, in this next decade that I'm entering now. Like I said earlier, March is going to be my 11th year competing. I started when I was 19 years old, and I didn't do any other like weightlift. I have like no other weightlifting experience. I've always wanted to try ollie lifting just to, you know, help with my strongman, and I've always talked about doing a powerlifting show just to say I did a powerlifting show, and I just haven't yet. Like I just love strongman so much. I think it's so much fun that it's hard to branch out. I've done a Highland Games, if that one counts. That one was just for fun with Alicia. I actually had a lot of fun doing that. And then I also found Moss Wrestling with my strongman training as well, and that's taken me cool places like the Arnold, but I've also been to Siberia and I've been to Poland doing that as well. So I really like doing that as well, but they're just two sports that demand so much from you. And I feel like I need to pick a lane. And obviously, I've been picking strongman for 11 years. I've been doing it full time for 11 years. And before that, I just played like team sports, like school activities, and I have not felt this way about a sport and a community before. And this is just home to me, and I love it. And I want to do it for as long as I can. And I was like born to compete, I find, because I've been competing in tournaments and nationals and stuff like that my whole life. So it just feels that's just what makes me happy. And that's how I met my husband. And now that I have my daughter, she gets to come and watch mommy, lift things, and she wants to be strong like mommy. And it's just like super cool to hear that, like from your mini me, but also knowing that that's the next generation that's going to come next. So that's my ramble. If you guys wanted an update on Josh, he's starting to get a little bit tired. He was exhausted today, but he had to leave for his appointment, and he has a dietitian appointment too, which I'm actually very curious what that's going to be about. If it's going to be more of a natural path side, and like cleaning up his eating. Maybe sunscreen might be in there too. Been hounding him to start wearing sunscreen. He needs to start wearing sunscreen. I'm serious, because I wear 50 SPF in the winter. In the winter. So, yeah, I wear it almost every day. And he doesn't wear it at all. Sorry, Josh, for calling you out, but time to start wearing it. Anyways, yeah, he's very tired today. And I only have like 2.5 weeks left before I have to leave. No, like 2 weeks. 2 weeks and a day before I have to leave. So I'm hoping I can squeeze all of my training in. But I also need to think of him too, that he might need help, even though he's not going to ask for it. Like even today, I was like, do you just want me to come home after work? And he's like, no, 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 go train. You have to train. Okay, but like let me know if something changes. Like if you are feeling like a bag of shit after today's treatment and you want me to come pick up Blakely and, just like be a parent and let you rest. Like I can do that. I'll figure it out. If I have to train other days, or if we have to ask our awesome neighbor Sonali, she has 2 kids. She's always offering to babysit. And I want to start training from home too, but it is freaking cold out today, and I just don't want to lug stuff back and forth from the gym. It's just easier to go to the gym right now. But I did train at home last Friday, and that was nice. It actually felt so good training at home. So I'm excited for it to be nicer outside. But Josh will be done his radiation treatments at the end of March, so we shouldn't have to worry about me having to train at home once it gets nicer out. But I'm excited for days that I don't have to leave the house. Like if I work from home, then I'll just train at home is kind of the goal for this summer. I don't know, what else should I talk about? That was kind of my Arnold recap. I did talk about the girls in the first video that never ended up getting posted because it didn't exist. Um, but even like the 82 girls and the open girls they're both stacked. Yeah, I already talked about that, but I'm excited for our Canadian girls in the 82. I think they're gonna do some damage. Low key excited not to compete against them, just because I know they're gonna do well. Open is more of a mystery, even though I kind of have like just the girls that I'm aware of and that I follow and that I pay attention to. Yes, I'm watching you. Excited who's gonna win this year, and I'm glad that it's a direct qualifier for the Strongman Classic, as it should be. But I'm curious what else is gonna happen this year. We got Arnold, we got North Americas, we got OSG, but what else is there? That's not a hint that I know anything. I'm actually curious. Like there's 3 shows. What else? Wait, did I say 3 shows? Arnold, OSG. Oh yeah, North Americas. Okay. See, this is why I shouldn't go live, because I'm too spacey sometimes, and I have like 10 thoughts going in my brain, and then trying to file just one out at a time is difficult. Yeah, I guess I got my Arnold chat off my chest. That's kind of all I wanted to talk about. But super excited. 2.5 weeks. Oh, and Jackie. Oh, I didn't forget you, Jackie. That's all. That's really why I'm going, actually, is to watch Jackie. Um, I think she's gonna sneak me in there with her. I'll be her bag bitch's bag bitch, I think is what our deal is. So whatever Erin can't help out with, I'm gonna help out with. I don't compete on Friday and she does, so she's got me all day Friday. I don't have to weigh in. I'm gonna just be eating and I'll be watching Strongman. Yeah, super excited to be backstage there. The only time I've really been back there is when Josh did Rogue Record Breakers. I don't even know when that was. 2022? 2023? Maybe it was 2023. I don't remember. That's the only time I've really been back there. But they got a really good setup, lots of room for the athletes. But then actually being able to watch all of you guys lift, like my girl Olga and Jackie and all my girls. I love all of you. And then I don't know, I like some of you guys too. You guys are fun. Um, the energy is just wild. But yeah, super happy that Jackie wants me by her side there, and I'm going to be her bodyguard when she goes pee, so people aren't asking for autographs through the crack, because I heard that's what happened to Rebecca Roberts. Girl, if you need a bodyguard too, I will take turns. I am small, but I am a big dog at heart, and I can tell people to fuck off in a polite Canadian way so they understand. Or I'll take all the selfies with them and I'll pretend that I'm Cory Butler just like that one year. Okay, I'm rambling, so I think I'm gonna log off. I gotta get to work pretty soon here. Oh no, I got time. I'm still gonna get ready for work. I'm gonna go to the spa, work, and then I have deadlift tonight. So yeah, we'll probably pull like an opener tonight. Hopefully it goes super, super smooth, and if it does, then maybe my opener is gonna be a little bit heavier, which is what we all want, right? Okay, thanks. I know this is like an awkward time. Everybody's at work right now, but remember, I'm only going live because I want just to post it later and I don't have to worry about edits. And the live is you get what you get. And I'm just going to keep trying to do better at things like this. And hopefully it pays off for me growing as a human being. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Stay tuned for the next one, whenever that one is, whenever I feel like it. And I need to figure out how to turn this off. Okay.